We welcome our listeners to the Friendly Cross European podcast. I'm Karoliina from Finland, and joining me is Marion from France. We are the Outspoken Two, and we invite you to be your authentic self. In this episode, we are going to continue talking about the worst relationships we've had. Tervetuloa, welcome, bienvenue, and let's go.
Hello, Karoliina.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
I'm great. I moved since the last time we recorded. I'm here praying that the audio is good because I haven't recorded in this room yet. and yeah, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm hoping I'm going to move soon for my part, but who knows?
Yeah, you told me you guys are looking for houses together. That's big.
Yeah, really big. I don't know yet if. I think it's a great decision, and I'm hoping it's gonna be great, but yeah, it's a big step in a relationship to buy together.
Yeah, definitely. How long have you guys lived together now?
A year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, on a 2 years relationship. We moved in really quickly.
Yeah, we moved in after how many months? A year, I think, with my boyfriend, but we already spent all the time in his or my apartment. So my apartment was a glorified closet that I was paying for 400 euros a month too. So it was a good decision.
Yeah, that was kind of our thing too, because we started dating on the when the pandemic started, and we were in confinement together, in quarantine together.
Oh, that's a test immediately.
Yeah, we actually the beginning of our relationship was when they announced that we were going to quarantine
Oh
together,
my.
and yeah, we at that point we were just like seeing each other, and I said, yeah, I cannot do the quarantine in my house. Someone is gonna get murdered. So can I stay here, please? He said yes, and we started dating at this point. So we were used to living together.
Okay.
So that's why I think it was so easy for us to like start living together after the
Mm.
quarantine because we already done
Yeah,
it.
yeah, obviously. I think that's a good way also because you already know how the other person is and know that you are good fit together. And actually, when you talk about the beginning of quarantine, at the time I was living with an ex-boyfriend, and he left me just like week or two before the quarantine, and he didn't have his own new house yet. So I spent 3 months in quarantine with an ex. 2 out of 10 cannot recommend.
No, I wouldn't. I didn't do it, but I wouldn't.
Yeah, it was a mess. It was so horrible. But I think that's also something we are going to talk about now that we are going to continue talking about our worst relationships. Because I still have stories about the guy I talked on the last podcast.
Oh yeah.
He's an endless pit of douchebaggery.
Yeah, I have stories about the second one.
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought it was my Prince Charming when we met. And
Oh, that's good.
I had really, it was really difficult when he dumped me. And I was like, I was thinking at the time, like, I lost the man of my life. What am I gonna do? I won't find anyone like him. And I was like, lost. I was truly lost. And when I think about it now, I'm like, what the fuck, girl? He was insane. No, it was not insane, but I think he was gaslighting me all the time, and he made me think about myself in a way that was so damaging.
Oh,
He thought I had two personalities, and he said he was in love with one, but he hated the other one, and I needed to be the one he loved all the time. And I was
Oh.
like, but I'm just one person. What are you talking about? And because he said that all the time to me, I really thought like I had two personalities because he said
Really?
it all the time to me. And yeah, there was a lot of insane. I need to talk about it.
Yeah, so he played with your head a lot.
Yeah, because when we the story of the first met, it was like when I say Prince Charming, you're gonna understand when I talk so tell about how we met and how we got together.
Yeah.
Because we met at an association in the school that was called ADCOR, where we were doing some astronomy together. And he was one of the
Oh, is
organizing
this the
member.
guy who I like? You talked about him when I lived in France.
Yeah, because it was just we met and we were broken up about like 4 months before we met to get
Okay, I
yeah, it
see.
was really new and I was still in love with him at that point when I talked about him. So we met at this association in school and we started laughing and we were like just good friends. And the guy was older in much higher grade than me, and I thought nothing of it. I never in my mind I thought he would be interested in me, and I wasn't really interested in him. I didn't think about him that way. And then with my best friend at the time, still great friend, Amelie,
Hmm?
that I met in and you met also at
Yes, I remember her.
the faculty. We started getting tutoring with him and his best friend, who was also in the association. We were four in it, and we spent a lot of time together tutoring, and we hit it off. The four of us, great friends. And one day after tutoring session, Amelie wasn't there, so I was with Post Boy, and then Pierre, the other guy, uh, left because he needed to go with his in-laws or something like that. So we stayed together and we just talked and talked and talked for hours. And then it was like 2 hours in the morning, and we were like, "Oh, we haven't eaten because we are here since 1 in the afternoon."
What? Oh, that's a long
Yeah.
tutoring
Yeah,
session.
and yeah, we haven't worked at all. We were dancing without music, we were painting little planets and stuff like that. Like, it's fucking romantic.
That's cute. Yeah, that's cute.
And then at this point, I was like, kind of getting angry here. So we decided we wanted to get something to eat, but in this part of town, there is nothing to eat at this time. So I said, I have some food home, but yeah, my house is like disgusting. I don't want to invite you here. And he said, yeah, my house is disgusting too. Just go to your place. So I drive him to my place and we eat frozen pizza. And my place is really disgusting. And when he sees it, he says, oh, that disgusting. My house is way better. And I'm like, yeah,
Oh.
great, great, great. So we keep talking and talking and talking, and then it's 5 in the morning. And I say, yeah, I'm too fucking tired to drive you home right now. So if you want, you can sleep here. Like,
Mm.
but I really didn't want anything at that point. I didn't think there is nothing to say. So I give him some pajamas, I get into mine. Like, it wasn't even sexy. Like, I was in like a fucking baggy jogging and a big sweatshirt and everything. Like, I didn't even try. And we got to sleep, and then we talk and we talk and we talk and we talk, and then he kissed me,
Ooh.
and I'm like, oh, that's where it's going. So yeah, we spend the night together, then we start to sleep at some point because we needed to, and then we spend the weekend together. Like, we go buy some Christmas gift for the association that we needed to buy and stuff like that. Like, a couple right away, and I was like, what the fuck, what happened? I was at the tutoring session.
In the French culture, are you a couple after kissing, or is it still kind of in the gray area?
Couple. For me, couple.
Well, that's so fast. Yeah.
And we had sex also, no, so couple.
Okay.
So we spend the weekend together, like we eat, we go like buy some groceries and stuff like that, so couple. And at the end of the weekend, it's Sunday afternoon and I gotta go home, you know?
Mm.
I have shit to do. So I go home and we talk and we talk and we talk all evening on the phone, like texting and stuff like that. And on Monday morning, we go to classes. And he started texting me. I go to tell Amelie at the break because we're not in the same class. So at the break, I run to her and I say, "You won't know what happened this weekend. Oh my God." I was so happy. Really, so happy. I felt, when I got with him, I felt like this rush of adrenaline. I was smiling all morning, like like a fucking dumb bitch. Like it was insane. So, and then he takes me and say, "I really need to see you right now. I'm missing my class. Just get to me whenever you finish yours."
Mm-hmm.
So I get to him. I'm like, wow, he must be so in love to miss his class to see me. Who am I kidding? It was not that.
It wasn't. What was it?
Oh, because he felt guilty that he didn't tell his ex-girlfriend that he was seeing someone, so he did this Sunday afternoon. And this motherfucking girl said to him, she dumped him, by the way. She is the dumper. He's the dumpy, and it's been 3 months at that point since she dumped him.
What?
And then when he tells her that he's with someone else, she started to say that he was a pig, that he was insane, that really he was a bad person because he dared being with someone else. She dumped him.
Okay, it's not cheating at that point anymore. What? Bitch,
so he said,
what?
"I cannot be with you because he's doing a depression because of me, because I'm with someone else." And I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck, dude? I haven't done anything. Why you want to take the love out of me? I'm so happy for a girl who dumped you.
Yeah.
So I'm mad, but I see that he's really not well. So because I'm an empathic person, I say, okay, you're not well. I can skip my class this afternoon. Just come to my house and we talk. That's it. We're not together anymore, just talking. So we just figure out what we're gonna do and to get you better. And we talk and we talk and we talk for hours. And then he says, okay, let's be together. We sleep together. And then after the sleeping, he says, no, I can't do it.
No, he didn't. No, you didn't. Dude.
So I spent another fucking hour or two like convincing him that it's not bad to be with me.
Oh my God.
Because, dude, you don't sleep with me. And then you say, oh fucking no.
I'm only together with you when we have sex. That's, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, not good. So I try to convince him that it's not that bad and she's the problem.
Yeah.
And to tell people why she's really a problem, I'm gonna tell you a little secret. She made him think that he was a pig and a bastard for jerking it off when he was not with her. Like, he cried and tell me that he was a bastard person, that I shouldn't be with him because he was so bad because he jerked off when they were not together. And I'm like, what the fuck?
That's some twisted logic. I applaud her. I couldn't come up with this.
The girl is insane. Like, who does that? They lived 500 kilometers apart. They saw each other rarely.
Okay. He wasn't allowed to touch himself. That's off limits.
No, not at all.
Wow.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Nobody cares. Touch yourself if you want to. What the fuck? So yeah, she was insane. I still believe it to this day that she was insane. And that he was insane because of her. But yeah. So we started dating still. We were a couple after that.
Okay, so you broke up 2 times in the first week.
In the first weekend.
Oh, that's the best teenage romance ever. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing, but that's hilarious. Oh my god. Sounds like my first relationship. Greetings to my first boyfriend.
It's difficult. It's difficult to talk about it because I'm like, what the fuck happened to me at this point of my life? I was like, please be with me. I don't care if you broke up with me the fucking first weekend we got together.
So you continued dating him despite all this, despite the ex, despite him going back and forth, him being guilty, him checking off. You continued with him.
Yes, I continued with him because I was so in love and so young and so fucking dumb. So, this story didn't end there. There was just the beginning.
Of
Then
course,
we.
a beautiful beginning.
Yeah, love story. And we spent 2 months like great. I'm practically living at this place because we can see each other only in the evening. So we just I'm basically living there. I still go to my place sometimes, but his apartment is bigger and he has a double bed and I have a single one, so easier like
That
this.
I have shared with you.
Yes, that's true. You know the struggle and the small apartment living
Yes.
at two in it's complicated. So yeah, 2 months going great. I think I should have saw the sign that he wasn't like that into me because we were practically living together, but he didn't want me to have a key. So it was difficult for me. Like I had to get with his schedule to get where my stuff were.
Oh.
Yeah, and I couldn't change anything in the place. Like if I thought that I could move something around, he's like, no, it's my house, don't move anything. So I was like, I'm living here. Maybe it's not like I'm not sharing the rent, but I have my own. So maybe I can like move the fucking olive oil bottle. Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not redecorating the place. So yeah. I think I should have seen the sign, but I was too young, I think, to see that. And yeah, and after it was in December, we got together in December, and he broke up with me on Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's so romantic. Points to him.
After we exchanged the gift, he said, okay, I cannot do it with anymore because I'm talking to my ex and she's saying that I'm a piece of shit. And I'm like, why are you talking to her? Why? You're insane person.
Yeah, you have seen what she does to this relationship and you just want to talk with
Yeah,
her still.
but you know what she did? She did worse because she started saying that she was going to kill herself if he stayed with me.
Oh yeah, that's manipulative shit. I did that when I was 16. I'm not proud. But that sucks.
So she said that she was in depression because of him, because of what he did, and that he was insane, that he get together with a girl that soon after she dumped him. She dumped him. I'm gonna say it multiple times, but what the fuck, girl? You don't want the man? Let other people have him. So she started saying that, and I was like, no. I put my foot down and said, don't talk to this girl anymore. So we talked. I convinced him we should get together. We should stay together. All good and done.
Works every time.
Yeah. So I get to do that. And in the meantime, in the first 2 months, I met his best friend, who is a girl who I truly believe and will believe for the rest of my day was in love with him. So she makes things fun.
Oh, does she? How does she make them fun?
Oh yeah, because I really believe she was in love with him because she made every move so we would break up. Because once we were having like a we were out in Paris to get drinks with her and a friend of hers and my boyfriend and me, and she was supposed to stay with hers to sleep. It was okay. We said that it's okay. We had a studio apartment, so one room. So, but okay, it was made that way. And then the friend said, "Oh, you know what? I can bring you home." And she said, "Oh no, I can stay with them." Like, what the fuck, girl? Why do you want to sleep at our place when you could sleep at ours? Like, just gonna
Yeah, yeah.
sleep. Like, it's not a party or anything like that. Like, what are you doing? And then we go to our place because she stayed, obviously. And then she said, "Oh, I don't have any pajamas. Can you lend me some of your underwear to sleep in?"
Oh, girl has her claws in.
Yeah, and a t-shirt of his, and I'm like, "Girl, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Nobody does that, and you don't do it to your friends, and you don't do it with the fucking girlfriend next to it." So I'm like, "Girl, I don't like you. I don't like you." And yeah, and when the breakup happened, and I'm saying like, "You don't talk to your ex ever again.
So
Stop talking
on
to her."
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, on
Yes,
Valentine's Day,
okay.
I said, "Stop talking to her." And then he says, "No, I cannot do that." And I'm saying, "Yeah, that's not an option. You have to respect me." And then the best friend, she comes and said he has to, and like they gang up on me.
Really?
So I changed my mind and let him talk to her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because she stabilizes the relationship nicely.
Yeah. So she wanted to explode. She knew I couldn't deal with it. She knew it was toxic, and I think she wanted it to explode. That we weren't together anymore. So yeah, it was difficult. I didn't like this girl. I think she didn't like me. And yeah, she made it difficult to stay with him. And after that, I think because I agreed with him talking to her, because I didn't have a choice. I was backed up in a corner. And after that, it was just 2 months of, it was horrible. It was horrible. And we were fighting all the time because I wasn't happy, he wasn't happy, no one was happy. And yeah, and I'm in the 2 months where no one was happy. I presented him to my parents because he wanted to. I presented it to my brother who lives in Canada because he wanted to. I even have him because it was my 20th birthday. He came and I presented to him to my grandparents and everything. And the weekend of my birthday, he dumped me.
Oh my, he has some fetish to do this shit during holidays.
Yeah. So, and the fact is because he was going on uh, working like stage. I don't have the word in English. Internship. Yeah, in Switzerland. And we wouldn't see each other in 3 months. So I was like, yeah, we could spend some time together. And he wanted to see his friend. That I understand. I was a bit overbearing at the time, and that I agree. I wanted to be with him very much all the time, and he couldn't say bye to his friends, and that was my fault. And I have my wrongs in this relationship. Don't think that he was just an asshole and I'm a victim here. I made some pretty bad judgment call here also. But yeah, I wanted too much time with him. I was taking too much time and he wanted to see his friend. That I understand. And yeah, that was my bad. And
Yep.
when he said to me that on my weekend birthday, on Sunday, he said I wanted to go to see my friends, I won't be home late. And I said, okay. I should have asked what time was not late for him. because we didn't have the same time frame. Because not late for me was like 10, 11 p.m. For him, not late was 2 a.m., 3 a.m. So I waited for him, and I was like, "What the fuck? What are you telling me that it's too late? It's too late." And then he came home super early because we were fighting with text. So yeah, it wasn't great, and he was begging me on the phone to not dump him. On the
Oh,
train home, he was like, "Please stay with me, please stay with me, I love you, stay with me." We
okay.
cut the phone for probably 5 minutes from him
Yeah.
to just for him to get down the train and go to my house. There's 5 minute walk. In these 5 minutes, he decided that we should end it. He came to my house. He was begging me not to dump him. He came to my house. I opened the door. He said, "It's over."
Whoa. Oh, that's so heartbreaking.
Yeah, he was living. He was staying a week more, and yeah, it was devastating. I was really not great. Um, and yeah, so it was the end of it. We talked a lot after that, after the breakup. I had some medical issues. He was there for me. So yeah, it was not like breakup, not speaking to you, at least at the beginning. And then at some point, I was trying too much. And yeah, I was a bit too much. I was speaking to him too much. I wanted news too much, and I wasn't letting him breathe. So that was my bad. And he said, "You have to let us. You have to let us breathe. You have to let us some time." And because he used us, I thought that there was something to go back to. I thought that when he would come back from his internship in Switzerland, we would get back together. That never happened because he stopped talking to me after that.
Oh,
After the fact that he said that we needed time, he didn't say. The fact is, he didn't say I need time. He said we, and because he used the we, and I thought there was a we, that
yeah,
there
yeah.
wasn't anymore. So when he came back, and when because we were working together in this association, uh, he refused to say hello to me, not
Really?
even bonjour. Yeah,
Whoa.
and that was hard because I never understand what happened in between the letter. We need some time, and we were talking every day, and I let him have this time because I truly believe that there was something to save. And yeah, and he refused to even say hello. That was the hardest part because I understand that you don't want to talk to me, you don't have to do anything with me. That I
Mm.
understand. But not saying hello, that's too hard.
That's kind of like never knowing you.
Yeah. It's even worse because we were working together. He didn't want to speak with me. We had some shit to do. It was going through third person.
Yeah. Okay.
Like if he had documents to give to me because he was the secretary and I was the treasurer, so we had a lot of work together because it was the beginning of the year and we have all this inscription that we needed to go through, so we should have worked together. And because he wouldn't even like say hello and work with me, we had to go through my best friend Amelie, who was going to be the intermediary because he gave the papers to her so she can give it to me. Like, he was insane. And I truly don't know to this day why he refused to say hello. Like I said, I understand that you don't want to talk to me, you don't want to have a conversation. That I get it. But not to say hello. That's really hard. When you are in a room with 10 people and you make la bise to everyone except me, it's
Yeah, that's just unpolite. Yeah, that's like shunning you from the group.
yeah, it's rude. It's rude as fuck, and everybody was thrown into our mess, and I didn't like it. And because he was more beloved than me, I was shunned of this of this group, and I'm still mad at it because there are still events. They they exist near me. I want to go, and I won't go because I don't know if my place is there.
Yeah, that sounds hard. I yeah, feels like she wanted to let you like let you down easy, and the way he did it was so rude. Maybe he didn't want to engage with you so that it doesn't go back to how it was, but still, that's one sentence to tell you or say.
Yeah, I tried to say, just explain to me what happened. That's all I need. I just want an explanation. And he refused all the time. And I'm so mad at him for that because I never got it. And I think you can still hear that I want it. It's been more than 6, 7 years now. And I still want this explanation. I need to understand because I'm that kind of person. I need to understand everything. When I have a question, I need the answer. There is no in between for me. And not knowing when I think about it, obviously I'm not thinking about it as much as I used to. But when I think about it, I'm still pissed that I don't know because I will never know. And sometimes I just want to send an email and say, please explain to me. And I'm pretty sure he's gonna say, like, not respond, so I don't want to make that move. But yeah. And he blocked me from everywhere, by the way.
Obviously,
Yeah.
the adult way.
Yeah.
Maybe it's better than stalking, I'm not sure. I haven't been stalking my exes for a long time now. I think some of the exes do it to me because I have this one ex who still pops up on my feed sometimes. He actually he like is trying to forbid me from talking about our relationship, and that's another episode completely. But that sounds so sad. And it was like a 4 month relationship for you.
Yeah. That sounds insane because 4 months is like nothing, but it was really intense. And I saw my life with this man. It was so easy. Like, it was when I was with him, I it felt exactly like it was meant to be. I don't know if anyone felt that with someone. Like, in my current relationship, I love him very much and we are building a life together. But it never felt like that. It never felt like it was meant to be, like it was like obviously. With him, with this guy, it was meant for me, it was meant to be. At this point in my life, I was like, yeah, that dude is gonna be my husband. We're gonna make a life together. We were talking about building a house together. Yeah, we had our lives figured out. We were on the same page on almost everything. We had so much interest in common. And I was like, yeah, it's meant to be. And it was the man of my life. And I was like, fuck this fucking girl. Who broke it all? Now I see that he had his issues. And I don't know if it's from her or if it's from him. But he definitely did some stuff with me that was not okay. Like the fact that he made me believe that I had two personalities, that I was two different person because sometimes I was angry and sometimes I was sweet. Like, dude, I have different emotion. That's normal. Yeah.
I'm a
And
human after all.
yeah, that's it. And yeah, he made me think about myself in a bad way sometimes. But he also, yeah, that was the relationship. Sometimes it was incredible. Sometimes it was insane. Like, he was way more advanced in his studies than me, and I wanted to do the same thing as him. So I always looked at him when I needed information, like, you are the reference. And one time I was like, no, you're wrong. And he was like, yeah, don't think I'm always right. Sometimes you have more information than me. And I'm like, yeah, he saw me like a really good person and like his pair in the science community and everything. And that's why it's difficult because he was a good person, and I think we met at the wrong time.
Yeah. Well, definitely have I've definitely had these relationships where it feels like destiny. But then now that I look back onto relationships, I feel like it's just my ghosts of myself that this person is not treating me right, and I feel like at home because I feel like my childhood wasn't the best. So this person feels secure to me because that's what I've always known, and the communication is difficult. Like I can hear also from your story that, like you said, that your definition of late is different. So that creates a problem if you don't know how to talk about it. But you have grown as a person, so that's good.
I hope so. I was not a great person back then. I hope that in my life I'm doing a bit better every day.
Yeah,
That's my goal.
that's an amazing goal. I have been at this path for 8 years, and I feel so much better than I did 8 years ago. And actually, your story reminds me of one of my exes. It was the part where you said that your stuff was at his place and you couldn't get to it because you didn't have a key. With my uh, boyfriend at the time, we agreed to go on a festival. This was I'm not sure if I was in high school or in at the university. I think it was the summer before I went to the university, and I cycled to his place, and we'll go from his place. So all my stuff is at his apartment. And when we get to the festival, his friends call him and are telling him to come to a bar with them. And I didn't have any money. And I told him that I don't have any money. I can't go to the bar because I have nothing to spend there. And he decides to dump me at the festival, and he went to the bar with his boyfriends. I'm left there sitting outside. I didn't have enough money to go anywhere. I was there just to suck in the atmosphere, and I had to wait him to come back from the bar so that I could go to his place and get my stuff. I couldn't even go home. It was so depressing.
That's
But
not good at all.
no,
Like,
he's
you don't dump people like that and say, I don't
yeah,
care.
yeah, and let me wait outside. It was so funny actually. We had been together a year at that point or something like that, and he left me maybe a month later, and he quoted that he didn't like it that I didn't go to parties with him. That was his reason for dumping me. I'm sure there was other things. I was very controlling bitch back then, and he actually, yeah, he had another girl lined up. So he had been going to parties.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
he was younger than me, so I was 18. The legal drinking age in Finland is 18, and I was almost never drinking, maybe once a year before I went to the university. And when he turned 18, he was drinking at every occasion he got. And I let him go and drink with his friends. I didn't care. And he didn't want to stay with me because he wanted to go to the parties and have fun. And after he dumped me, I heard from his friends or our common friends from high school that he actually had something going on with this other lady that he started dating less than a week after we broke up.
So he cheated or he didn't cheat?
The story doesn't tell that, but I know that they had everyone who went to these parties where he was at saw that there is something going on, like sparks, maybe flirting or stuff like this, but they didn't tell me if he did some dirty things with her.
Yeah, you saw that there was something. Maybe they didn't act on it, but there
Yes,
was
definitely there was something
something.
because he left me and immediately got with her, so obviously there was something. And well, the girl cheated on him less than 3 months in, so I was very, very happy.
It's not good to be happy in this case, but I'm happy as well.
Yeah, I was like, okay, you got what you deserved. And I don't know what he's doing at the moment. He's one of the exes I don't talk to. It's like with me, it's half and half. With half of my exes, I can talk with, and then the other half is the toxic half that we are now. having this 1 hour therapy session a week about, which is also known as our podcast.
Yeah, but me, I don't speak to my exes. One, because he doesn't want to. You heard the story. The other one, because you know the story from the precedent podcast. And I needed to like cut the cord. So he stopped harassing me and my friends.
You would be still giving him money if you continued talking
Yeah,
with
but
him.
we there's a happy ending, I guess. There's stories after that because uh, we still for a few years after we broke up, like we had a birthday, like we texted on birthday, and I saw him on Facebook, and I was I was so it was so funny because he started dating another girl like maybe 6 months after that. And I saw the picture on Facebook and I was like, oh, she's me.
Oh, really? So he's dating you?
I'm like, yeah, it's like the same girl, like the same outfit, the same hair, the same glasses. I'm like, yeah, he's dating me again.
Oh, well,
And I was like, okay, okay. So you were like really in love with the way I looked, or you were looking for me in someone else because I didn't want you anymore.
yeah. At least one of you guys moved on.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess they stayed together a while because I had some news up. Like we were talking a bit, like on birthday, but it's been a while since we stopped. I haven't talked to him in so long now, and I don't miss him at all.
And now is the time when I'm going to make the donkey drown again, like the donkey's bridge. How did you say it in English? Because now I only have the Finnish saying uh, about going to like from one topic to the next.
I don't actually know in English.
I'm thinking too. Well, anyway, I'm drowning the donkey now, as we say in Finnish.
In French, it's sauter du coq à l'âne.
Uh,
No, it's jumping. Let me start over. Sauter du coq à l'âne, so jumping from the chicken to the donkey.
okay, so there's a donkey as well in French. So
Yeah, there's the donkey.
there's the donkey. And in Finnish, it's Donkey's Bridge. It was in one of our episodes earlier. I was editing the last podcast, and in the last podcast, I said I met my first boyfriend on a dating site. And then I was like, something is off here. And I actually remember that I met him on a chat. I'm not sure if that was a big thing in France, but in Finland, we had a lot of web pages where there were just chat rooms, different kinds of chat rooms, and you could just get to know like people from all over the country. And we added each other on MSN, and he was living less than 3 kilometers from me, so we decided to meet, and that's how our relationship started. I wanted to clear that because I felt a stab in my heart when I realized that when I was editing. And then another Donkey's Bridge, I still have stories about the ex I talked about in the last episode. Like I said in the
We
beginning.
need more.
Yeah,
We need more. We need
exactly.
more.
We need more of the guy who I almost didn't get out from my apartment because he was so lazy. And I remember that we wanted to get a cat together. I had one cat at the time, and his friend died, and I wanted to have a friend for him. And I wanted to get an adult cat, a calm one with short fur so that it would be easier to manage. And my ex wanted an expensive cat breed with long hair. And before we got the cat, I told him that, okay, we can do this, but you are paying the majority of the cat because you want this expensive breed, and I would have gotten a homeless cat from the shelter, so you are paying for this cat. And the second part is you are combing this cat because I'm not taking responsibility of the fur that I didn't want to my apartment in the first place. And he, of course, agreed to all of my demands. He did the first part. He actually did pay for the cat, claps for my ex for doing this one thing correctly in our relationship. And he,
Woo!
yeah, exactly, rally the troops. He he was so neglectful of the cat. He was like, this was a very needy cat. Like, I'm not sure if kittens are always like this. I think not, because I have had two kittens, and the cat we got together, he was so needy, and I was okay with that because I was like, he's a baby. He will grow out of it. But my boyfriend was yelling at the cat if the cat wanted to play with him, for example. He was so rude to this cat, and I think it affected him a lot. I mean, the cat. Um, and he refused to comb this cat. And I remember these times when I have been in the kitchen combing the cat, and I was so resentful of my boyfriend because he didn't keep his promise. And of course, I should have seen him. I should have seen like it coming because I had seen him how he is at the apartment. But of course, I wanted to trust his words. And yeah, he of course left the cat with me when he left, and I rehomed him because I couldn't take care of him. He was peeing all over the place, and he was a mess. Um, and Another little story is I realized that I'm polyamorous when I was 24 years old, and this was about the time when I met my boyfriend. And 3 years, I think I would like to say 3 years into our relationship, I told him that I would like us both to date other people. And his response was that you are not allowed to date anyone, but I'm allowed to have girlfriends. This is not.
What? That's not no, nah, that's not okay.
Yeah, no, that's not okay on any level of any kind. And a little naive me was thinking that okay, he will date other people, and I can show him that it's okay, and he can then give me a permission to date other people because he sees that it's possible. That's my positive thinking. In reality,
You are way too positive.
yes,
When I see that, I'm just seeing a man who is taking advantage of you.
yes. Well, he was already taking my money, so what? He was the main leech. So he comes home one day and he tells me that he has a crush on one of our common friends. And at the time, she was a good friend of mine. And I was so happy for him that I cried. And I told him that if they want, they can do things together. I do not mind. I thought that she's a good girl or like a good woman. I liked her. She was my friend. So I thought that it's going to be fine. Like, if they two want to date together, that's good. And then I can hang out with both of them. And one time he went to her place to help her move. And he he didn't like he didn't plan to stay the night there. And when they got there, they decided to start drinking. And obviously, he couldn't drive after. And the next day, he comes home. I'm not mad. I don't care. As long as the person who I'm with is honest about his like other relationships, I don't care. Like, it's okay. And he comes home and tells me that nothing happens. And I'm like, okay, nothing happens. And in a couple of weeks, he starts telling me, uh, he's like giving me little bits of the information that what actually happened when he was there. And it turns out that they like were touching each other, laying in the same bed, and borderline not okay behavior. If you are telling your girlfriend that nothing is going on, you don't do these things to another woman. And I'm like, and he tells me after uh, a couple of weeks has passed, and he's also yelling at me because he's saying that I almost left you because I had a crush on this other woman. And I'm like, okay, you managed to cheat on me, and you are blaming me for having feelings for another girl that I don't think that is a problem to begin with. And that was something that stuck to me so bad. Like he he I don't know what kind of mental logistics he had in his head. Maybe he was thinking that I would be mad because he would be mad if I did that with someone else. But that's a couple of more stories. So he was trying to hook up with my friend behind my back, even when I said that it's okay.
He just needed to be honest. That's insane. You just have to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I know in the first podcast I said I wouldn't talk about my current relationship, but apparently I cannot do it. So I'm gonna talk about it. So when we first met, he didn't want to be with me, like because we were a coworker. He thought that it would be easier if we just like were sex friends.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we did. And I said, okay, you don't want to be with me, so there's no exclusivity.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see other people. You don't want a relationship, so there's no engagement
Yeah.
to have with one another. And he was like, okay, if I have to choose, he wanted to have the exclusivity and not the couple. So I was like, no, that's not negotiable. You have the couple, you have the exclusivity. You don't have the couple, you don't have the exclusivity.
Okay. Okay.
That's
My head is so like still spinning from this French style of dating. I'm like, I can't.
yeah. So I saw the people and I told him every time. The first time I was not good with telling him. I was like, no, he doesn't need to know.
Yeah.
Because that's just gonna hurt him and I'm gonna hurt my chance to be with him. And I said, no, I cannot lie. And I have this strange thing with him.
Yeah.
Where I cannot physically lie to him. That's insane. Even when I want to, I'm like, no, I can't. And I don't.
That's easy. Like, if you don't lie, you don't have to remember the lies you told and who you told them to.
Yeah, that's so much easier. But I'm like, what the fuck? It's much easier sometimes to lie. Like, it hurts his feeling. And still to this day, sometimes like it's like, yeah, I didn't like you seeing other people in the beginning. And I'm like, yeah, you decided that it was okay. You took that decision. You have to live with it. And I have to, but yeah. So I saw other people and I told him every time. And I was like, it was hitting me every time. Like really eating me inside. I was like, I want to be with this guy. But I don't want to. Like, I want to live my life. I don't want to feel like I'm missing something. And I believe that there is possibility to love multiple people and entertain multiple relationship at one time. I'm not sure it's something for me, but I truly believe that because I was able to have some kind of a relationship with two guys in the same time because I was seeing him and I was seeing this other guy and we like watched movies together and stuff like that. So it was kind of a relationship. And yeah, so I believe in polyamorous people. I don't believe it's something for me because I'm way too much one person. Like I'm really great at having one friend. Not great at having multiple ones. I'm a really, and I'm sorry to every one of my friends who is listening to it, I'm very a bad friend. I cannot for the life of me take news from someone, and I think about people and I say I'm gonna text them, and I never do. And it got me in trouble multiple times with multiple friends. And yeah, it's difficult for me. So I don't believe I'm capable of multi-amorous relationship because of that. Because I'm way too much in one person. Like, it's really my kind of personality. When I have someone, I put everything in him. Everything. He's my best friend. He's my lover. He's my coworker. Is everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know I'm not capable of, but I do believe I can be in love with two people.
Yeah.
I don't mind that idea, but I don't think I am capable of multiple relationship.
Yeah, I have.
Because I'm too bad at it.
I had multiple crushes from like at the same time. I've had more than one love interest since I have been on third grade. So that's like 10 years old. And I just didn't know it has a name. So I'm very happy that we have a name for that. And I can like read about it and learn about it and like tell the people that want to date me that this is who I am. You either get everything from me or not, because from the two relationships that I haven't talked about yet, we are 2 hours in and I still have so many things to say. And one of them wanted to be.
I talk too much, sorry.
One of my like exes, he wanted to be monogamous, even though I told him on the first date that I'm polyamorous. And he said, "You are going to change your mind." And because I fell in love with him so hard, I restricted myself to being monogamous. And I was dying inside. I was like a withering flower because apart from the fact, of course, that I can't get with other people, which is not a huge priority, but I don't want to feel guilty if I love more people. Like, I want the liberty to love other people, even if I'm not in a relationship with them. He made me feel like it's a sin to love other people at the same time, even when I'm not doing anything with them. I can't love my friends when I'm in a relationship with him. That was killing me so bad on the inside. And I think I'm going to talk about him in the next episode, actually. He's worth one episode.
Okay. I can't wait to hear the story.
Yeah,
actually.
It's a lot of little things that actually killed the relationship in the end. And I want to end this podcast on a lighter note. The day when my ex went to meet with our friend to help her move, and he was trying to cheat on me, he took my dog with him. And because he wasn't planning to stay the night, he didn't have any food with him when he went there. And in the evening, they didn't have a lot to give her because my friend was moving, so there was no food in the house. So they gave her a couple of meatballs or eggs or something. And in the morning, still my dog hadn't eaten. And you have met her. She's the kindest creature ever. She's the best.
Yeah, I love this dog.
Yeah.
She's so well trained. It's insane how you trained her. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I rarely see a dog as well trained as her.
Yeah, thank you. She's amazing. She's perfect in every way. But in the morning, because she hadn't had two full meals, she was growling at the dogs who were like 100 meters away. She was hating.
Oh, she never does that.
No, she was hating everything. So from this story, I know that she's 2 meals away from hating everything and being ravenous. And
she's such a sweet dog.
she is. I was laughing so hard because Yeah, I know now that I can't skip a meal with her because she becomes a total bitch immediately. Like, no one keeps her from food. That's a thing.
No one should.
No one should, yeah. And I think that's all for this episode.
So I think we can rename the podcast because we are making so much of this episode of bad relationships. The outspoken two bad relationships.
The ranting too.
Yeah, it's the spin off of the outspoken two. We made 3 episodes and now we have a spin off.
Yeah. The ranting to drowning the donkeys.
Sauter du coq à l'âne.
That's all for this episode. We invite you to follow us on social media. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. You can find us on any podcast platform. If you have any questions or something you would like us to address, you can email us at theoutspoken2@gmail.com. Thank you and catch you in the next episode.
Goodbye. See you next time.
Adieu.
Dun, dun, dun. In the next episode of The Outspoken Two.
I have this, I describe it as a voice in my head. I had an intuition tell me to go to the local pub. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm not going to the local pub by myself. I get no joy from this. And the voice persisted and is telling me to go to this local pub.